Backyard Builder here. Well, casting season has finally started. the rain clouds have gone, and we've got a beautiful day ahead of us, and we're just getting started out here. I did the prep on the area. We're all ready to go here now. I'm just getting some molds out. The other evening I put this block in place. Now I've just got to do a little quick bit of caulking around this block here. Zoom in a moment here, but basically just under the edges here there's a little lip where it there's a bit of a gap there, so I'm just going to take some caulking and just carefully close that off, because I don't want any concrete going under there, and of course it'll rip the plug off when I go to pull the mold out, and I don't want that to happen. I want that plug to be staying there so that we're good for another casting. So, because I need to make several of these benches with the inserts in the back, and while I've got a few extra inserts, I don't really want to be replacing them all the time. So anyway, let's get started here. We've got our tube of caulking that we had the other night here. We'll just we have some future supper flying overhead there, Canada geese. It's tasty creatures. Love them in the fall. We just happen to live on a migratory bird route, so just get a little bit of caulking here. Don't need too much here. I've got kind of a quick drying acrylic caulk. I'm just gonna take a tool or two here and carefully put that around the edge. Now, what I've got here, I've got a whole bunch of clay working tools and stuff. Now, I picked these up at a place called Princess Auto. I don't know. We have that in Canada. I'm not sure what's in your country. It's kind of a surplus discount store. They've got all kinds of tools and gadgets and whatnot, and just happen to get these high quality clay working tools for a reasonable price here. So I'm just going to take the caulking and just work it in just right in around the edge here. So just take a little bit of caulking just into that little spot right there. We don't want too much, because we don't want to obscure the detail that we have. But we do want to make sure that we don't have concrete going under that little bit of an edge there. So just clean that off so that our detail shows. Now, it is a rough wood type surface, so if I have a couple lumps and bumps, it's not going to be so obvious as if it was a perfectly smooth surface. But so I did have some leeway here, but still I don't want it going under the edge there, because that could break the edge of the casting when I remove it as well. Because they are quite soft when you pull them out. Just work that under the edge there. This being so thin, this will only take a few minutes to dry. So, and we can, by the time we get the cement mixture set up and running, and these molds all sprayed up with the release agent, then we'll be ready to roll with this. Well, my beautiful silent morning has now turned to a competition with the neighbors down the street running their skid steer. But so hopefully you can hear what I've got to say above the occasional running of their machine. But anyways, we're just continuing with the prep on the benches here. I've got some holders here and some rebar in place, and this little contraption here is basically a barrel bolt with a fender washer and a bolt on the end of it. This embeds into the concrete, and then when you're ready afterward, you just take a bolt and put it through the seat, and that's how you attach your seat. So we're just putting these on the inside of the mold here where they need to be, and attaching the bottom piece of rebar. That just fits into place here, a little bit of wire, and then once I fill the mold up halfway with concrete, then I've got these other custom bent pieces which just simply sit into the mold like so. And that gives all the reinforcement that is necessary for your bench. Now I'm using 15 mil rebar here. That's maybe a bit overkill. You could probably get away with 10 mil rather easily. But you do need to have some support in this bench here, especially with the legs. You know, the pressure down, they can splay apart. The back can be pushed back, so you need to have some kind of support here. So anyways, just put the bolts in place and put your rebar under it, then tie up the rebar so that it stays close to where the bolts are, and then just bend your excess tie wire down. It can stay inside the mold, it's not a big deal. Finish bending our other pieces. They don't quite fit, so I've got to get the rebar bender out and make them fit a little better. Okay, while I've got a moment of silence here, I just wanted to mention you can also get these bolt holders commercially from a concrete supplier. Get them with or without the washer on the end. I find it's handy to have the washer on, or I just put my own in. They're available all kinds of different styles here, so it's whatever's going to work for your particular application. So, and to be honest with you, comparative price is pretty similar to making your own out of barrel bolts. So you're not going to save a whole lot either way, so whatever works for you. So anyways, now that we've got our molds all ready to go, we just need our release here. I've got a mixture here of castor oil and rubbing alcohol, about a 10-to-1 ratio, alcohol being the bigger portion. Now the way this stuff works, basically, you just mix the alcohol with the castor oil in a jug, and you just give it a good shake, mix it up, and then you just simply spray it on. And what happens is the alcohol evaporates, and it leaves a thin film of oil behind, and that makes your separation for your mold, so it doesn't stick to your concrete casting. So anyway, it's just we're just going to go ahead and give our molds a good little spray here, and we'll get them all ready, and then we're going to start mixing up our concrete.